Okay, I want you to go to freesound.org and I want you to create a new folder and put it on your desktop. I want you to call it sound. And this is where we're going to collect your sound assets. Okay, so some of you are going to have to create an account if you're not already here, which I've done. So make sure you do that. Create a free account at Freesound. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to take a look at the list of sounds that you made, and I want you to find them. Not all of them. You only need to find maybe like 7 or 8 different sounds. You're not going to use all of them. Now, I should mention here that unfortunately my audio wasn't on when I was creating this first demo, so you can't hear the sounds in real time. But what you do is you click on the sound, click out of the support free sound. You'll click on the sound that you like. We'll go over this again, and then you're going to download it. And you can see that in the bottom of the screen, it's downloading. And so I'm going to let that download, and then I'm going to move it over into my sound folder. I'm going to keep everything there. Okay, so now it's done. I can drag it on the desktop, then pop it into my folder. So I'm going to do another search here. This is for a construction site. You'd be amazed at the sounds they have. I mean, it's endless. So I'm listening to this here, and this is actually the sound of a hammer, which I thought was perfect. So I'm going to click it open. Then I click download. And I also want to mention that you really want to try and keep your clips close to 30 seconds. So don't download anything that's 3 minutes, or if it's longer than 2 minutes, it's just going to take up a lot of space. So it's best if you can keep your clips. I'm going to aim for under 1 minute. Ideally, if you can keep clips for 30 seconds, that's fine too. If you have one that you absolutely fell in love with that's 2 minutes, that's all right. But don't get anything longer than that. Just say no. So here I'm just kind of, you can see there's a little play button in the bottom left corner of the sounds. So I'm listening to them right now and kind of testing them out. I didn't like what I came up with for the sound of yelling. So I'm just going to keep looking for different sounds of talking, because it's something I heard when I was listening the other day. You'll see that you'll want some things, but you'll click them on and they're not it. But that's okay. That's just part of this process here of gathering sound assets. In this, you can see this one sound is 2 minutes long, and that's just the max. These longer clips, they take a long time to download. So you have to be aware of that. The rule of thumb is if you fall in love with a clip and it's 2 minutes long, okay, download it. But try and keep things under 1 minute. Preferably 30 seconds, because what we're going to do today is we're going to work on creating a 30-second clip. Okay, so I'm probably going to speed up here because I'm going to be going through a ton of sounds. What I'm looking for, I remember I want the sound of a hammering. I'm looking for the sounds of birds chirping. So I'm going to get a couple different bird chirping sounds. I want the sound of airplanes because 2 planes flew overhead. I like the sound of that construction site. And I do believe and a couple car sounds I got as well. So I did not get every sound that I heard. I've just got myself a sampling of the ones that I wanted to listen to for this to just try out. I'm going to open up the sound folder, and I'm going to have to rename them because if you don't rename them, you'll have to learn a tough lesson, which is when you bring everything into Adobe Audition, you're not going to make heads or tails. You're not going to know. You'll see like 96195, you know, and how you're not going to see the whole name of it. So you'll be like, oh, I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to rename this whole thing to birds, but I'm going to do that for all of them. So first, what you can do is you can listen, right? So if you click on the file, you can just get a quick listen to see what it is. Then you can rename it. I'm calling it Bird 1. And that's basically what I do with the rest of these files. I got construction site. I end up renaming to truck, car, you know, quick things so I know exactly what they are. And I'm going to keep everything in this folder. It's really important that everything stay in this folder. Okay? Repeat. Keep all of your assets, all of your sound assets in one folder. Don't move that folder anywhere. Because if you do, and you want to go back and edit your sound like later on or something like that, you don't finish it all in one pass and you move your folder, well then you're going to lose the connection to the program. So your program, the Adobe Audition, has now memorized the location of the path of where these files exist. So if you go around moving them and putting them in new places, a bunch of stuff is going to be offline and you will be up the creek.